Okay, guys, let's have a little talk here. A lot of you guys who are subscribed to this channel, it's been a while since I posted a video, so sorry about that, guys. Work along with family and remodeling my house and remodeling this room and lack of having a camera, which, new camera. Let's have a talk about what's going on, guys. I've seen a lot of reptile channels posting about spider ball pythons. It's really good that, you know, the younger generation's getting into snakes and things like reptiles and stuff, but it's real easy to spread misinformation, especially when it comes to stuff like morphs, especially a morph like spider ball pythons, which has been on the market for a long time, and then all of a sudden they're having issues with spider ball pythons having head wobble and stuff. If y'all ain't familiar with Freya here, this is Freya. This is my Hog Island boa. She is not a, I don't believe she's a morph. She's actually in blue right now, so her eyes are blue. She's in shed. She, if you're not familiar with her, a lot of the snakes and the animals I get are actually rehomes or rescues. So I get a lot of defective animals, or they're injured whenever I get them. Freya and Big Red, my big boa, they were basically missing the entire bottom jaw of their mouths, and you can still see it on Freya a little bit. She has trouble with her, a little bit of trouble with her mouth and the front of her mouth still. She blows bubbles like she's got a RI. She doesn't have a respiratory infection, but she blows bubbles like she does. And down the center of her spine kind of sticks out like she's underfed, and she's not underfed. She's got quite a few issues. She's had to take shots. I've had to clean her mouth, all kinds of stuff. She has, if you look, she has a head wobble. Not too bad of a head wobble. Well, what I was going to talk to you guys about is it's real easy to follow trends of things. When it comes to like the ball python morphs, I got out of ball pythons. If you've been subscribed to this channel, you'll know that I had a pied, I've had regulars, I've had an albino, I've had quite a few ball pythons. I got out of ball pythons because when it comes to ball pythons, depending on who you get your snake from, the animals could have all kinds of issues depending on who the breeder was. I don't necessarily see that a lot of the defects are to do with morphs. They're more likely to do with the actual breeder and their breeding stock of snakes. This is where it comes down to, like I said, I get a lot of rescues and defective animals here, and I kind of bring them back to health. Like if you can hear her, she's hissing real loud. I've seen most of the animals I've seen that have genetic problems aren't really genetic problems to start out with, or they'll have a genetic problem to start out with, and improper care ends up making the genetic problem like 1,000 times worse. To give you an example, one of the snakes that y'all haven't seen was we had a moon glow that we rescued from somebody's house, and a rat had bit it on the top of the head. Its head was swelled up, had fluid in its head. We actually had to extract the fluid out of its head, give it antibiotics. It didn't make it. But stuff like that, guys, you don't see a lot, especially you younger people. don't get to see a lot of the bad animals, like taking care of animal stuff. There's a lot of bad breeders out there. There's a lot of parasites in a lot of these snakes, because a lot of these snakes aren't captive bred. There are a lot of, especially like ball pythons. Ball pythons are real bad because a lot of ball pythons are actually still wild caught. So you don't get a lot of captive bred animals. Uh, uh, this snake right here, Freya, you hear her hissing, blowing air. She has issues like, say, right after she eats. If I was to hold her upside down, look at what she does, guys. She has trouble sitting right side up. A lot of this has to do with the fact that her mouth was messed up. A lot of the ball python, the spider ball pythons that I'm seeing, that they're demonstrating, that they have defects with them, look undernourished for one. They look like they haven't eaten very often. My buddy here at the pet store, he got in a few ball pythons. Not even from a local breeder here, which is a young kid, and 3 of the regular ball pythons that he got in had bad what do they call it, stargazing problems, where the snake stares up in the air and really weird, their head moves really weird. And that was due to the fact that the kid that was actually breeding the snakes, I don't think, took care of the eggs and the incubation and stuff of the eggs correctly. Man, you got some pretty blue eyes, don't you, snake? She's deep in the shed. I pulled her out of the hide. Hopefully she don't poop on me. She ate like 3 days ago. Anyways, I figured I would make a video, guys, talking about this topic. When it comes to a lot of the younger generation, a lot of these older guys that have been doing it for years and years and years have seen a lot more stuff than a lot of the younger generation has even been on the earth. Perfect example is when it comes to guitars, something that I'm really, really familiar with. You have a lot of younger generation that think stuff like, if a guitar isn't made in the United States, that it's not a good guitar, stuff like that. And that's hearsay. It's from hearing somebody else say it, and then you kind of jump on that bandwagon. If you guys would do y'all's research and research some of these topics a little bit better, it'd be a good idea to do that. Do a lot of research before you start posting things. It's like spreading, incorrect facts and stuff like that. The reason why I'm so passionate about it is because guys like Kevin from Nerd, he's actually the originator of the spider gene, and he is, if you follow his the New England Reptile Distributors channel, he is real passionate about, if he's got species of snakes, genes of the snakes that are defective, like if he mixes 2 genes and they have a problem, he kills off that gene. He goes ahead and doesn't breed that gene anymore and lets it go. And he's made, that guy right there knows a lot about what he's doing, a lot more. I know a lot of people latch on to like guys like Brian Barczyk and like to start drama and stuff with the older dudes like that. Saying that the older guys, because they keep their snakes in tubs and all that stuff, that the snakes aren't enriched. But then there's another token to that. On the other token, there's a lot of younger generation that thinks you're supposed to keep ball pythons on paper towel substrate, minimum stuff in their cage, leopard geckos not on regular substrate, on paper towels. In the wild, guys, there's no paper towel substrate. Um, so it brings me to that point of the, people are coddling a lot of their animals, and I think it actually affects them in a negative manner. It's like if you like the mother bird, when the baby bird's ready to fly, they kick them out of the nest. Uh, I think as humans we have too much compassion sometimes and don't do stuff right. It's like your kid falling down and you're like, oh my god, he fell down. you, uh, being a dad and having three children, if you get upset about the kid falling down or something, it upsets the kid. The kid gets upset. So it's not a matter of them getting hurt. It's a matter of you making the situation bigger than it should be. I know this is a weird video for me to come back on, guys, but I had to state my opinion on the matter because I think it's really unfair to the older generation, especially guys like Kevin from Nerd, that he definitely knows what he's doing, breeding snakes. Like I said, if you guys have a different opinion, feel free to leave it down in the comment section below. It's good that the younger generation is getting into reptiles and things like that. The thing that I always shake my head at is that younger set of kids that has a bunch of glass enclosures or aquariums with a few snakes, probably 50 reptiles, because they get carried away with what they can they take care of, and like these are people that still live with their parents. Always have real strong opinions on things, and I think you got people like well, people like the older generation that they've have built up their collections and actually do breeding on a large scale. They get to see this kind of stuff all the time. They hatch out snakes all the time. And it's like I said, it's great that the younger generation is into reptiles and stuff, but it's like that kid that tells you has a corn snake and then all of a sudden he's an expert on all snakes. They're all different, guys. All I'm asking you guys, go ahead and end this video. All I'm asking you guys is, before you start spreading a lot of misinformation, please do y'all's research on stuff. Like I said, just keep mindful, guys, that guys like Brian Barczyk and Kevin from Nerd have been doing this a lot longer than a lot of you younger generation have actually been on the earth. So keep that in mind, guys. Experience goes a long way. With that said, guys, much love. If you have any ideas of any other videos you want to see, you can let me know about it down in the comment section. Let me know, man. Like this video if you like it. Dislike it if you think I ramble too much. You don't agree with my opinion. Because that's what they are, man. Their opinions. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. It's me and Freya signing off, guys. Much love. And I'll see you guys in the next video.